Can you look at that guy? He's by himself, a ton of cameras in the tree. Why? Because he wants to be a self-filmer. And you know, a lot of times I get a lot of questions asked, how to self-film, how to get started. And I really want to take you along a journey, what cameras to buy, what equipment to use, and then finally produce our video to share it. You know, my goal out of this is for you to have some fun with it, know some stuff, help you better yourself in a tree so we can really have some fun with our footage. Get ready. It's going to be one crazy ride. Now we dive into the cameras, my favorite aspect and the most questions I get from self-filming. What camera do I use? What is going to help me tell my story better with better footage? So I'm going to give you my opinion. I don't get sponsored by any company. The stuff I use is the best, and there's a reason. I spend a lot of money, a lot of time using this stuff in the field, and I want to give you my opinion to help you along this journey. So as a self-filmer, solo hunter, we use point of views. That's going to be POVs, the different shots. You'll see up there, I have different views in a tree because of these cameras. You know, a lot of people use this GoPro. It's a great camera, but guess what? You can't see your animal on GoPro. You know, I have a lot of beginners grab a GoPro. It's awesome for things, but guess what? You're not going to be able to see your animal for that shot. So a couple $100 and you can't see your kill shot. There's no zoom in quality on a GoPro. But guess what? The new Tactacam 4.0, whether it's a bow mount or gun, I just picked it up. It is the best point of view camera on the market. It has 5 times the zoom in on your animal at 75 yards. You can see that animal awesome. So for a couple $100, $200-300, you can get this mounted on your bow or gun. It's going to be awesome, the best out there. So I really highly recommend for beginners, get a Tactacam 4.0. It's going to really help you share your story, and you don't even need all this equipment. So that's a great one. The next thing, if we want to go that next X level, is to have a secondary view or have a flip out little camcorder for zoom in. But with this, you got to have a little tree mount. So for beginners, couple $100, whether it's a Tactacam or little Handycam, it's a great stuff. You'll see up there, I started on my first self-film hunt as a turkey hunt. You can see it's on my knee as I get into the hunt as the turkey comes in. It's one of the things I'll never forget, but guess what? Now I upgraded. So you can use this Canon Handycam, awesome. The footage is a little grainy, but guess what? For beginners, for a couple $100 on a budget is awesome stuff until you start to get that upgrade. So I would definitely recommend either a Handycam, because zoom in, zoom out, all that stuff, or a Tactacam. So those are 2 big things. Next is the main camera. You know, I have a lot of people ask me, what do I use? Do I use a Canon XA20, XA10, or a DSLR like this Sony RX10? You know, it's obviously up for you. I have both of them. Why? Because the DSLR has better footage quality for what I want to shoot, B-roll, everything like that. But guess what? Main camera in a tree, you got to get an XA20. You'll see there, I use it all the time with a boom mic, and it's fantastic. You can't go wrong. You have a little trigger on there for your tree arm, and from a self-filmer, you can't beat it. The only problem with the DSLR is the focus, and the big thing is when you're running it by yourself. If you're a cameraman or you're by yourself shooting, you can't beat a DSLR. But guess what? I would go a Canon XA20 all day long just because it's easy in the tree. I want to make this the easiest. You'll find out when we get in a tree in a couple episodes, you know, going forward. Filming by yourself is a challenge. It's hard. It's an art. And I really respect those guys out there like Tim Burnett, Remy Warren. Really understand what to do when it happens. That deer comes in, your adrenaline's pumping, and you get it all on film. It is an unbelievable feeling, and I hope you as a viewer can get that, have great footage, produce it one day, and share it with everybody. All right, so we went all over the POV, secondary cameras, and main cameras. But you know, the biggest thing I want to get out of it, I mean, there's a million cameras on the market, but I really want to kind of get your thinking, research to do a couple things for cameras, whether it's zoom in capability, whether it's a Tactacam, it's going to have zoom in. These big cameras have zoom, so you need zoom when you're filming your animals. Next thing is audio. Either it's a boom mic, wireless. Got to make sure you can hear yourself clearly on this video and have a great footage. The next thing, the biggest thing for hunters is the low light. whether it's a exposure or shutter issue, you got to make sure you have low light. This Canon XA20, you know, I hear it all the time. Everyone has it, but guess what? In a low light situation, I filmed the deer almost at, I don't know, 6 in the morning. Pitch black with infrared. It's got an infrared sensor in there, so it can really help you out. Low light stuff, you can't beat it. So I don't want you to be that guy or that girl out there filming your stuff and it's getting dark, but you can definitely see the animal and you can't film it. I hate when that happens. That whole thing of, hey, no shooting light is like the killer for self-filmers. So I want you to really kind of educate yourself on all the cameras, whether it's a point of view, secondary, or main camera. In this journey, you know, when you start, you're going to have a decent camera. When you finish, I hope you have a better one. Get some really cool stuff on footage and have some fun with it, guys. Alright, I hope this week I answered some of your questions about what camera to use. There's a million cameras out there. I have cameras that fit my system, whether it's a point of view Tacticam or my main camera. I've learned this over the years. You're going to too. This is just the start along your journey in self-filming. You know, next week we're going to talk about camera equipment, how to set up in a tree. That's going to be another step along this journey. Stay with me and make sure you always have that camera rolling.